Hello and welcome back to Showtime number 13 where we're talking about Arty. I'm Dorjan.
And I'm Half-Life 15.
And this time in part 2 we're going to be showing city maps. First up was Himmelsdorf. If you missed part 1, go click on that button for you in the archives where we're going to talk about the basics of understanding artillery. So let's jump into the game and see what the hell is going on. Okay, oh god, I've told them the wrong spots. Okay, they're going to D7. Okay, so what I want them to do is be heading to the period in the corner here. The Death Valley corner, for example. On Himmelsdorf, there's actually some positions you can take to cover such positions. Now, these aren't so well known. So I'm going to keep the minimap reasonably large for this example here. As we go over to this corner here, and just realizing that I've muted World of Tanks, and that just sounds weird, without the engine sounds grinding away there.
I can make them. Okay, maybe not.
Okay. We have this is position here, and let's see if I've got it right. No, Mr. High Flyer, it doesn't work. I must be in the wrong place. Let me see. Too far over. And
You need to move a little bit more to the left or right.
Mr. High Flyer's told me these positions, and I'm like, I don't know them. See, this is why we wanted a High Flyer camera, but it didn't work.
Dang it!
No, there's no aim there, sir. Is it the grill's lack of
I think it's the grill,
versatility?
yeah.
Okay, but you do have further aim back from this position here. So this position here is good for aiming back here, this bit here, but you can't aim at this corner like High Flyer promised. Lol, 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 lol. You can aim it. You did promise.
Yeah,
Down this corridor here, though, you have got some limited aim for anyone who was advancing. We saw Dragon there. But yeah, that didn't work, High Flyer. This position is not working for the grill.
I didn't make it for the grill.
What did you make it for?
I made it for the ones with the good arc.
Okay. Oh, okay.
But yeah, it's you can point it out now. It's still.
Hold on. Where's the training battle? Guys, leave the training battle.
Okay. I'm gonna go in the SU-26 just to confirm it, because
I'm gonna go my SU-26.
I know. Yeah, I want to check them out as well.
Okay.
I know they work.
High Flyer.
I know they work. Oh, Mr. Tolkien.
Guys, can you leave the team? Is it there?
It is there, but I
Okay.
need to...
Okay, cool. Right, so if you guys ready up again. High Flyer's going to double check his positions when we go again. So I just need everyone to hit the battle button to get back into training. And we can go. And Dragon leaves. God damn you two. And Behemoth leaves. So all the people we need have left the battle. There we go. Come on. Come on. There we go. Cool. Let's try this again. Let's see if High Flyer isn't talking completely out of his ass.
Not. Stop it.
We had this discussion just before. Right. Let's see. Everyone in the chat's laughing now. Like, noobs.
You're a noob. You the noob. I can hear myself. If I scream. Battle timer.
Right, so this is something I did actually want to discuss with... this is actually perfect to discuss this in my part. I was going to actually talk about the fact that in fact I did cover it right at the start, some artilleries have completely different aiming styles than others. Now the SU-26 is very famous for having such a good arc, and this proves it. The grill had no chance to hit here whatsoever, and the SU-26 has perfect aim. So this is why in the ESL and other professional level games, you actually see some of these artilleries being taken. And it's not for their high damage, it is purely for their badassery at being able to hit people no matter where they go. No, that was just a cheeky shot there. But basically, there are different classifications of artillery. You've got things like the grill, who have really long range, but they're not actually very good at lobbing shells. and you have things like the GW Panther. That's a kind of mix of both. You have the Lorraine, which is also very fast to move around the map, but is also really, really bad at not really, really bad. It's just not the same as the lower ones, like the SU-26 and the Bison and the Sturmpanzer, that can hit people almost anywhere. So these guys here are in their Arty safe positions, or at least they think they are.
Dum, dum, dum.
And there's a shot, only 42 damage, but he did hit straight on the back of Dragon. If they actually try and push this position, normally they think that this alley here is totally Arty safe, unless the Arty goes into this position here. But if they move out of cover, instead of deliberately being Arty safe, we'll be able to show you that you can hit. So they were saying when they were charging. You can wait until they come out. Our helpers today are incredibly shy, as we herd them out into their doom. And we have a Tog on, luckily, going in full circle. So if we want to aim, hit him straight on the turret, predict his speed. We've got here at 350 meters. He is a Tog after all.
Yep.
Only 87. God, the SU-26 is not doing very well for damage. Either way, there's a second position you can use here, and let's go over to it now. I'm not sure if the SU-26 actually had enough range. Does he have enough range? Behemoth, can you go onto the hill, please? These are the... I'm trying to show people the unusual positions, by the way. Actually, Highfly, go through the positions yourself. These are the ones you said, after all.
Yeah. Well, in A5, you can help on the hill, no matter what artillery and what arc you have, because well, it's straight up and straight down on the castle from both directions. In the A5 and in the K2 line, there's some buildings destroyed over there, so you can aim through them and help up there if they're pushing around the left side of the castle up on the hill.
Yeah. Now this is actually the disadvantage of the SU, is range. If you thought the SU-26 was so annoying on the small maps, look here. I'm across Himmelsdorf and I cannot aim at the hill. It's just too far. But obviously you can aim if you go back further. This position here is actually really good for any other artillery, like the grill.
Yeah.
To aim up on the hill to support your teammates. But the SU-26 is a special case that can aim a lot closer than others.
Yeah. And again, not again, but if you get into an encounter battle, then you can just sit in the 0 line, A0 or K0, and help the teams, you know, in E0 and F0 to whichever side you're on, and just have a clear line of fire right there. So in Himmelsdorf, you're not completely useless, even though you might think so.
Yeah, it's one of these biggest things. If you see here, I've actually got a good angle of people coming up now. So if I wanted to do that with the SU-26, I really could. If I was in the grill back here, I'd actually have a lot better angle. And as I said, each artillery has masses of advantages and disadvantages. And learning your particular artillery's strengths and weaknesses is crucial for your success. A lot of people think, and I'm going to go for face cams for this, a lot of people think that artilleries are so easy to play, so simple. You just sit in a place and you just destroy everything. It's not right. It's not that simple. It really isn't. You have a lot more to it. Each artillery is very different, very unique. Quite a few of them play similar, but then it's the same with tanks. There's a massive arc of changes that you can have, whether it's the arc, the flight time of the shells, penetration and all that sort of stuff. All the different positions really, really depend on the unit that you're using itself. Highflyer, is there any experiences with particular units that you know yourself? Any ones that you want to give?
Not really. I've played most of them. That's not really... No, not really. Not off the top of my head, at least.
Okay. Well, these are the basic positions. I'm going to ping on the map the other sort of positions. The obvious ones like K1 and K0 allows you to shoot over and across the map, respectively, if you've got long-range artillery. The other positions are on... In fact, actually, I'm not going to use the map. I'm going to actually bring up the image that Highfly has sent me for this one. And Highfly can scream, "Oh no!"
Oh no!
Oh no. Media fire. I know it's faces before people cry. I know its faces.
You know its faces?
Yeah. I'm trying to get the image up so everyone's like, I can't see. I was like, the corner of the map allows you to hit across. But where does it get sent? You sent them via Skype, didn't you?
Yes, I did. You get to pick exactly where you want them to.
I'm going to screen region it instead. It's much faster. Oh, that didn't work. There we go.
It's much faster. Oh, didn't work.
There you go. So the positions you've got here, A1, K1, A0, and K0 allow you to shoot across the maps respectively. Across. These are the positions that Highflyer sent me. Obviously, you've got this position down here to be able to shoot across into these positions if you've got high arcing artillery. If you don't have a high arcing artillery, you have to go to the outer positions to be able to support the hill. This does really limit your ability to help compared to the open maps, but you're still not useful. And I think that's what we're trying to say here.
Yes.
Okay, let's end the battle here. If everyone goes back to Garage, and we'll go with the other maps that you have provided. Things like Ruinberg and all that. Actually, do you know what? I'm just going to go with my desktop. We're not going to go in-game, and I'm going to have Highflyer explain.
Okay.
There you go. So now you've got your map on screen. You can talk about it.
Okay, I'm going to open it up myself. Well, as you can see, there's plenty of lines, 2 from above and 3 from the other side, because the south is much more open than the top side. But there's plenty of spaces for you to sit in and support the town. There's the E3 line, where you often see people sitting and just thinking, well, nothing's gonna hit me, I'm in the city, and then they get a shell to the face, and that is very lovely when people think that. So thank you very much. And you can do the same from A4 down to G3 and hit people sitting there. You can also splash people if they're sitting in the newly made hull down window, especially for that side. Thank you, Wargaming, for making that imbalance. And seriously, here, the T-34s and T-32s, they can just sit there without worrying at all. But you can splash them a little bit, not for maximum damage, but a little to scare them off. And other than that, you can sit behind the in the K line in 1 and 3 and support some of the corners that are being pushed across, pushed upon, or whatever. And yeah, that's actually it for Ruinberg. And if you want to go help, if not enough medium tanks have gone to the left, or left if you're from the north, right side of the map, east side, then you can go and support there as well. And just sit in the 0 line, be able to, or 0 and 9 line, to be able to hit in between the buildings. Not that it's easy and very good, and you'll probably spend time just wasting, just looking for people, wasting time looking for people. So I suggest helping in the city as much as you can instead of that. Maybe going for artillery if they're spotted by something, but the city is really easy to help in.
The other thing to note, which a lot of people forget, and hopefully you can see my cursor, but if your team has taken the entire eastern flank, and you see this a lot in the ESL, don't be scared of repositioning your artillery unit over E0 and then to be able to bombard the town, or even D0. Then you can actually reposition and shoot all the way down to the town from there if you want to. Remember, don't forget that you can reposition. That's a big thing I see from artilleries. They don't do it very often. That if the friendly team have completely cleared away a lot of the team, a lot of the map, have taken a lot of the map, you can then take them positions because you know they're safe. They're dead. All the enemies in that position was dead, and all your teammates are there. Don't sit back at base with that one other tank and say, Noob's not defending the base because that's where the enemies are. You know where the enemies are because they're not where your friendlies are. So if you see your guys pushing up one flank and they've completely cleared all the enemies away, and you know the enemies are coming towards you, reposition. Get to a position that you can actually shoot back at your base in the enemy base, basically, to be able to help against the enemy cappers. Don't just sit there and blame your teammates for pushing one flank. Like the last map we want to look at is Siegfried Line, purely for time restraints. Obviously, Insk is the other one. Go ahead, Highflyer.
Yeah, this one is really complicated to hit because the city is such a small place, and all the other parts of the map is very open. But as you can see, it's actually cross lines on both sides. So if you just sit in either between K4 and 5, you can hit down between the buildings in the middle if the enemy is pushing. If they aren't pushing, you can go to J9 and hit directly into their faces while they're hiding a little bit in the E7 line. And if there's people having fun in the middle, then you can just go to K8 or A8 and just shoot them right there. There's other places open on the east side of the map where you can just, well, if you wherever you are on the map, you can basically hit that. But these are the these 6 places where you can easily get some damage done on any match played on this map, because people go to these places almost all the time. The K8 and the A8 is the the middle ground where you shouldn't go there as a first priority, because people won't always go to that place because it is a straight line through the entire thing and people can't see you, so they tend to stay away from that line. But the other 4 spots are very viable.
I thought you were going to break into song then. Viable.
I was just, but then I thought, I won't.
Actually, the chat's actually bringing up some really good points. If you're not live and you're watching on the archive, you're missing out. But basically, what they're arguing is the fact that some artilleries can't do the repositioning trick, and that is actually very important. Some of the higher tier, especially the Russian artillery, have higher damage, and that's because they are slow compared to things like the French artillery, which is incredibly popular. The tier 7 Lorraine is so popular in the ESL because it's fast. And it's fast because it can reposition to where you need it to be able to help the teammates. If it's slow, it's vulnerable to enemy pushes or enemy flanking maneuvers that prevent you from moving up. Now, this is the same in pickup games. If you are on one side, your team of lemming train down one side, you want to go with them. If you're in a really slow SU-14, for example, you won't be able to make it. If you try and trundle off, it's as slower than a TOG. So, yeah, it's going to be bad news for you if you're trying to run away.
Yeah, but yeah, the trade-off is happening on all artilleries, and when you get past the slow ones, then you get to the fastest top tier artillery, which was the Object 261, which trades off damage for speed, and is it very good? It's very accurate as well, isn't it? And splash damage is low. And I think the accuracy is pretty good as well.
Oh, I'm just cracking my neck. Yeah, I'm not exactly sure about the higher tier artilleries, but there you go. But definitely the French ones are the fast ones. If you're looking for a lot of repositioning, then go for French.
Yep.
Awesome. Is there anything you want to add to any of the maps that we brought up, or any other things in general? And then we'll go up to the Q&A afterwards. If it's general, then we'll go to Q&A.
Not really, because, well, other than saying that you shouldn't just sigh whenever you see a city map, because you can't do damage and you can't help the team out. Artillery can always help the team.
Yeah, that's true. I think the biggest thing we're trying to say today is that if you're on a city map with artillery, don't just drive into the water or ask your teammates to kill you, or return to garage, which I've seen so many artillery do. At worst, do what I used to do and go TD mode, Go to the front line and try and get a shot off point blank range. Do something. But if you want to play smart and you actually understand artillery, you realise there are actually a lot you can do. Although there's less options on town maps, sometimes you find there's more opportunity because the heavy tanks disregard artillery, and then if you get a good position, you can do a lot of damage to heavy tanks that are out of position because they think no artillery can hit me. Awesome. Right, we're going to be coming back after a song, and we'll do some Q&A and a few more tips, general tips. So see you then.